how some of the things that you do.
Well, first of all, I was a wellness teacher at East and Whites Creek High School, and we dealt with various type of topics about sexuality and dealing with conflict resolution and dealing with drugs and various other topics. And I've experienced firsthand how violence in our community, along with drug use, has contributed to where our young people are today. Now, there's a reason for this. Most of our students were on the low end of the socio-economical level, and a lot of times, money can put people at ease, and lack of money will want people to go out and do things illegally in order to feel good about themselves. And this is one thing that I try to teach, is that we have to be productive citizens that will contribute to society, give back to society, and not just go out there and break laws, and even though you may disagree with some of the laws, but there's certain rules and regulations, excuse me, that we have to live by. And I try to be a role model and carry myself as a head football coach and have rules and regulations for my football team, and said these rules will apply to society. Now, if you can learn to live under these rules, you should be productive as you go out and when you graduate from high school, start a family, and be a role model of your own.
Mm-hmm. And so they need some kind of guidance, or somebody to lay down some rules and regulations, and you find that you can do that best within the coaching kind of situation.
Yeah, definitely need guidance. And I always tell this story. We had an athletic banquet at Whites Creek, and we had Joe Gillum Sr., he's former coach, head coach at Tennessee State University. And he came to speak with us, and he told us that we need more men to be role models to our sons. He said women or mothers raise their daughters to be like them. They take them shopping, they teach them how to cook and do various other things. And you don't see our fathers out with the sons in the community, in the mall or going to some type of event, taking part with their sons and showing them how to be responsible, showing them that, it's okay to act this certain way. You don't have to act like your friends down the street. And so we need more men to be the role models for our youth today.
Mm-hmm. And Reverend Hayes, I understand that you've had an extensive coaching career. Not only are you involved in the ministry, but you consider yourself a coach,
right,
in a real
right.
sense. And so what, in terms of meeting those challenges, what do you do in terms of talking to young people?
Well, one of the things that during my time that I was a Little League coach, baseball and football coach, I was very strict. Mm-hmm. Had a lot of rules, as Coach RCoure was saying, had a lot of rules, and my players had to walk by my rules. Also, I had a relationship with the parents, and a lot of parents, if the kids would miss school, because I did a lot of coaching, most of my boys came from, at that time, either Preston Taylor or John Henry Hale. And if their parents had any problems with them, they would always call me. And I was able to set a lot of them straight, and a lot of them are doing a lot of good today. And so I think, as Coach said, that we have to stand up and take more of a role in our young men and young women's lives, so they can be the people that we want them to be, but not just us, but that God wants them to be. And so that means we have to be tough sometimes, and we have to have some rules and some regulations to say, this is what we expect of you. And that's what I did in coaching. I expect to win. I mean, Coach RCoure was one of the greatest football coaches in high school. And so in Little League, I felt I was a great coach. And I was good because I didn't believe in losing. But at the same time, I believed in pushing those kids to be the best that they could be.
And so in a real sense, they live by example. I mean, if they can see a good example, then they are more than likely to follow it. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, most definitely. You have to have a role model that people look up to. And on the way over here, I was just thinking about sometimes we look at the wrong role models, and I look at a guy like Puff Daddy, whatever his name. You see, when he goes out into the business world, he has a shirt and tie and a suit on, even though, you know, he may put out various other type music. But you see, in order to him to be successful, he have to be a certain way. We can't live in a bubble or a vacuum. You know, we have to reach out to various aspects of our community. You just can't live here and expect you carry yourself a certain way. You know, there's sometimes that, you know, you can relax and let your guard down and hang out with your buddies, but when it's time to go out there and in the professional world, you have to be able to communicate and present yourself in a professional manner.
The crunch time, is that what we're talking about for the most part? There's certain things that you have to know, and certain activities and certain actions that you have to be able to take.
And you have to also be willing to go the extra mile, because kids are looking for someone to lead them. They're looking for someone to show them the right way.
Or they need someone.
Or they most definitely need someone. You know, when people would when I was coaching Little League baseball at White City Park, and my team, I could walk off and go talk to other coaches and tell my team to sit on the hill. I knew my boys was going to sit on the hill, because if they came off the hill or they did something wrong, they knew they were going to be running about 10 laps at the next practice, because we believed in trying to teach them the right way. And that's what we have to do, go step back now and teach our kids nowadays to do things the right way so they can be all that they can be. And if we don't do it, then we're going to continue to lose our kids.
And of course, we're getting ready for this second commercial break, Brother Coure. And when we come back, we'll have an opportunity to get into a program, Reverend Hayes, I think that you have dealing with young people. And we'll be back with our audience following this short commercial break. What young gentlemen, and this is a 10-minute segment, so you take about 3 or 4 minutes to talk about that program itself, about how, you know, its conception and et cetera. And then you sort of buy into that, because you also operated with this program and et cetera, sort of feed into what he has to say. And we'll sort of do that for the next 10 minutes. But this is your show, dealing with your particular program and how you want people to respond to that. If you want somebody, you know, the people in the congregations or the greater community, et cetera, to become involved in it, you know, lay out some information as to how they might be, you know, get in touch with you and that kind of thing. And so I think that we'll do that. And so this is the young gentleman part of the program. As a matter of fact, I can remember we did a whole show on young gentlemen at one time, and that was a lot of excellent. That's the same program.
Yes.
I thought that was the same program. Yeah, just revitalized and certainly it's the same program, because it's the same problem.
Right.
Yes, the same problem. You know. Yeah. So this is a young gentleman. Yeah, you can just, you know, how you started the program, and, you know, give us a full story and run us to it, and you help him along with it, and then so we've got 10 minutes here, back and forth here. But I think this is basically what we wanted to try to achieve with this.
30 seconds out. Stand by.
Thank you, and welcome back to the final segment of the show for today. The topic today is encouraging African American youth, and we're talking to Pastor Daniel Hayes and Brother Richard Coure from John Wesley United Methodist Church. And of course, I think that Reverend Hayes has a program that he has developed in reference to efforts to encourage young African Americans. So let's start off with you, Brother Hayes, by having you to give us some information in reference to the conception of your program and anything that you'd like to deliver in reference to that, and Brother Coure will help develop that. One
of the things, several years ago, I looked into a program of turning boys into gentlemen. We seem to be losing that. That gentleman way, yes, and making sure that our kids know the yes ma'ams and the no sirs and thank you, and know how to dress, how to pull their clothes up, how to eat with the correct silverware and things like that. So I looked at a program that I wanted to make sure that would I